Hey, what's going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video, where today we are going to be taking a look at the deck list that Justin Bukhari recently used to win the San Diego Regional Championships that was just this past weekend. So first off, huge congratulations to Justin. I know he has been wanting to check a regional title victory off of his list of things to do for a while now, so I'm sure he was very excited to get the win, and he's definitely very deserving of it. Justin's a friend of mine, so I was very happy to see him take the tournament down, and with a pretty interesting deck as well. Definitely not something I think that was on a lot of people's radars heading into the weekend, and that is Garchomp and Giratina Tag Team GX with the Mismagius here with Mysterious Message. So we'll kind of talk about the general strategy of the deck and how it all works here in just a moment. But once again, I just want to say huge congrats to Justin on that. I do also want to let you guys know that I have been streaming a lot more recently and really enjoying the streaming, so definitely make sure you are following me. Twitch.tv/TrainerChip. Link is in the description of all of my videos. Please go drop a follow over there if you want to hang out and watch me play some Pokemon live. And yeah, we have a good time over there when I stream. I've been streaming most weeknights pretty late at night on the Eastern time, but it's a good time. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get things moving and take a look at things, starting with the Garchomp and Giratina Tag Team GX itself, the 270 HP basic Dragon type Pokemon with three honestly really good attacks. We've got linear attack here doing 40 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, which has good synergy here with Calamitous Slash doing 160. If your opponent's active already has any damage counters on it, this attack does 80 more damage, so being able to do 240 if there's already a counter or two on it is very good. Of course, linear attack doing 40 can set up something like an Arceus Dialga Palkia to just be knocked out. That does add up to 280, so that can be very strong. And then also GG End, a very powerful option. Discard one of your opponent's Pokemon and all cards attached to it if this Pokemon has at least 3 extra Fighting Energy card attached to it. In addition to this attack's cost, discard 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. We're rarely going to get that extra effect on there, but GG End is definitely something that can come up and be very good. But honestly, a better GX attack option for us most of the time is going to be the Chaotic Order GX here on the Naganadel and Guzzlord tag team. Turn all of your prize cards face up if this Pokemon has at least 1 extra Psychic Energy and 1 extra Dark Energy attached to it. In addition to this attack's cost, take 2 prize cards. So we're going to kind of try to set things up where we can take 4 prizes with the Garchomp and Giratina, and then close things out with the Chaotic Order GX. This is going to play really similarly to the Naganadel Guzzlord Mismagius deck that saw play at the Latin American International Championships. Of course, I did a video on that deck as well, so if you're familiar with that one, it will play pretty similarly to this. And yeah, we're just going to run through things and talk about the rest of the list. You know, this version of the deck that we talked about previously really aimed to abuse Beast Ring by getting down to leaving your opponent at 4 or 3 prizes on the very first turn so that you could get multiple Beast Rings off. But we're only playing the 1 copy here to synergize with the Naganadel and Guzzlord, and it also can go on to the Blacephalon here with Fireworks Bomb, put 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way that you like. If your opponent has exactly 3 prize cards remaining, put 12 damage counters on them instead. This can actually specifically be good against things like Pidgeotto Control and Florges, which can struggle to take prizes. Those decks do have ways to take prizes generally, but it can be a little more difficult for them to do it, so that we can spread multiple turns of 12 damage counters against those things that have those Pidgeottos in play with low HP, or we can even knock out just 1 Florges with a Fireworks Bomb as well. So yeah, we have a lot of energy types. As the old version of the deck was looking to abuse Beast Ring, this version is really looking to abuse things like Counter Gain and Karate Belt, making it so that this Pokemon's attacks cost 1 fighting less or a colorless less with the Counter Gain. Counter Gain plus Blacephalon is also an option, and like we said, the linear attack can be solid as well. This is a Greens Engine deck. We do have the 1 copy of Naganadel Guzzlord that has an ability, so if we start it, it can be a little awkward, but with 4 Power Plants in the list, Power Plant in play would actually allow us to still play the Greens Exploration, so that's definitely something we can look to get set up. And yeah, I gotta just say congrats to Justin once again. Was very happy to see him take down the victory over there in San Diego, and we're going to hop over to the ladder and see if we can't grab a couple of games and hopefully a couple of wins. Got to switch it back over to standard. We definitely don't want to run this one around on the expanded ladder, I don't think. Although I guess we could maybe make it work and maybe do okay, but we're definitely going to want to play it in its intended format. So yeah, we're going to hop in and see how things go for us. Looks like JSS J Star here has an Arceus Dialga Palkia deck box. Maybe they are playing ADP. In fact, those typings definitely look like it could be the case. So we'll just have to see what it is they have. We are going first, which means we can get an attachment, meaning a turn 2 Calamitous Slash is definitely a possibility for us. And it looks like it is indeed going to be ADP. We've got the Power Plant. We've got a Greens. Let's go ahead and start, actually, I think, with a Pokégear here. I want to see what if we could get into a supporter. That way we can decide what we want to take on the Greens after the fact. But now we will just go with a Greens. We're probably just going to get a Tag Call. This can find us the Cynthia Caitlin as well as another Tina Chomp. We've got one Rainbow, and then we do have the Karate Belt in the deck, so that's going to be really important. We could just get a Mysterious Treasure with this. We do have the Dusk Stone in hand, but I really don't want to discard any of these things. I think we definitely want to play the Power Plant. Reset Stamp is a pretty important resource, to be honest, excuse me. We do have 2 in the deck, though, so I kind of think this might be where we need to go. That we could also just Tag Call for a Tina Chomp to discard it. We do have 2 in the deck. Maybe that would be okay. That way we could hold on to the Reset Stamp. This deck definitely doesn't have to pop off quite as much as the other version of the deck that we've seen in the past, being the Guzzlord Naganadel deck. You know, we can do a lot less to get things moving. We have to do a lot less to get things moving, I should say. Alright, so let's just do this. I think we will go ahead and get rid of that. Was kind of questioning it, but we've got the other one if need be. We want to go ahead and throw the Dusk Stone out here, get this Mismagius in play, throw down the Power Plant, get an energy attachment for sure, and we'll go ahead and use that Mysterious Message to draw through our deck. We get another Misdreavus. That could be really good, actually. We get a Fighting Energy as well. Maybe we actually should have taken... now we're kind of relying on hitting... yeah, maybe we could have done this a little differently. We could stamp them to 5 turn 1. I think that's a decent value, and with the Power Plant in play, could stick them with something not ideal. And I think with this, after putting down the one Mismagius, we'll just go ahead and pass it over to them and kind of see what they do. It did look like we prized the Naganadel and Guzzlord, so we might actually discard the Beast Ring. I'm not quite sure yet with this Cynthia and Caitlin. We'll kind of just have to see what they get moving on their side of the field. Maybe this Power Plant can slow them down. Looks like a Guzma Hala will at least get them a replacement stadium. Something we definitely want to be mindful of is the Mimikyu that these ADP decks have been playing. Definitely don't want to just get copycatted for a knockout, as we do see Rainbow Energy, Chaotic Swell, plus a Skateboard to the hand. And just an energy attachment. They could go for the Altered Creation, but yeah, looks like they will not. We actually could win the game this turn if we got a Psychic Energy plus a Karate Belt. So yeah, I mean, if we make that happen, we just win. So let's see what happens here. We'll get rid of the Misdreavus. We do get back a Greens. I mean, they're kind of in the same position regardless, though. Like, they need to... they really need to, like, get another Pokemon down, so... I mean, we can safely kind of just go linear attack, attach linear attack, and they're not really doing too much. We know they just Guzma Hala'd last turn. I have to feel like if they had another Pokemon, they would have gotten it down. And yeah, they're just going to go ahead and concede there. We were going to be able to Greens for the Karate Belt, and then GG end for the... oh wait, no, we weren't quite there. We could have gotten Spinner plus Karate Belt, though, and that would have done it. So we would have made it work for sure and gotten the win there. We also could have just attached Energy and Calamitous Slashed for the knockout. So lots of ways to close that one out. And Power Plant plus Stamp is a very powerful combo. Giving your opponent just 5 cards turn 1 isn't a lot necessarily, and as we saw with our opponent in that game, they really weren't able to make too much happen. They did discard a custom catcher. I wonder if they could have held on to that and maybe played a couple more cards out of their hand to try to draw some cards with it, but I'm not really sure what else they had going on. So, yep, a win in the first one is definitely a good way to start things off, and we'll see if we can keep it moving here in a second game. Matt here, 2011. I'll have to see what he has for us. Looks like a Lost Thunder deck box in the green standard sleeves. Doesn't tell us too much. Could really be anything, just about. This is a pretty good opening hand. We can go Treasure and get a Misdreavus, and then also Dusk Stone into a Mismagius from the deck. And they are starting a Jirachi, it looks like. Something I dislike about this version of the deck compared to the Naganadel Guzzlord is that you're way less able to be aggressive with this version. Because you can't like get a turn 1 attack realistically, you know? Besides linear attack, whereas with Beast Rings you can kind of pop off and go from there. So it looks like some sort of Dolls deck. Let's see if they get a Switch or an Escape board maybe off of this Jirachi. If they could go Retreat plus Pokemon Research Lab, that'd probably be pretty good. Looks like it's going to be a Calm though. And hopefully this Research Lab will give us the information we need to see what kind of deck it is that they are playing. Would think maybe like Aerodactyl typically when you see fossils. But it could be like Caracosta, could be Rampardos, and it actually looks like it is going to be Rampardos, so this can be a big problem if it does get up and running, because Rampardos, that ain't no fun to deal with. It one-hit KOs a basic Pokemon if you get 3 energy on it, so definitely something we're going to want to try to deal with if we can. I think for now we can just look to be linear attacking one of these Jirachis, because that's a prize we can always get later on. We could, because I believe it has 150 HP, so Calamitous Slash is still going to be knocking it out. I think we just go Mysterious Message first. Okay. And then we can go with the Pokégear, see if we get a greens. Yep, looks like we did. Guzma Hala could be decent to go. Power Plant's not going to be very good, but... No, I think we get greens. Yeah, let's go get greens. And we'll just look to play the greens to start with here, because we can always get one of those tag supporters as well with the tag call. We could use the Energy Spinner since we are going second. But I kind of want to get down another Misdreavus. I guess Blacephalon as well is something that could be really good for us, but we actually prized our... we prized 2 Misdreavus, so we won't be able to do that unless we take a prize here. Yeah, I mean, we could get Switch Beast Ring, but that doesn't even let us really attack this turn, actually. Oh yeah, because we need a Dark as well, right? Yeah, it requires a Dark, so we'd have to have the unit energy attachment. Alright, so let's get a Mysterious Treasure for sure. I think I don't want the Spinner here. Let's just, we'll take the Power Plant. That's probably not the best take. I just kind of wasn't really having a lot of time to think through things. I do this to myself, guys, where I like just take forever. Mallow Lana is going to be a big, important piece of this. I feel like being able to heal between guys can definitely be really good. We maybe should have taken the another green so that we can look to get a Karate Belt next turn. We could just fail this. We could actually go take like Guzma Hala to discard, which I think would be fine. Discard this with the treasure, thin it out of the deck. Well, I guess Well, maybe not, because we could use that. We could have definitely just gotten rid of the Great Catcher, actually, but a little bit of sloppy lines here, I think, from me, but we'll just hit the active Jirachi for now and see what they do. I guess if anything, we should snipe the benched one. They could be playing Mew, though. Oh, and they do get Rare Candy into Rampardos on this benched fossil. Does have 150 HP. Okay, they're going to put back a Craniados. Pretty ideal setup. They're going to get 2 Rampardos in play on turn 2 here. Yeah, I think they've got just about everything they could want. So there goes a Rampardos. We'll see the attachments where they come down. That's going to be a big one for sure. We don't have custom catchers or anything like that in this list. They do play Great Catcher, good to note. They probably do play like one Aerodactyl GX, so we want to keep Power Plant around for that potentially. And this is actually going to work out well because we can snipe this Jirachi, and they still need more in order to bring the a Rampardos active, potentially. And we actually can spread our energy around. Like, I don't really mind the Great Catcher here too much, honestly, because we can still take a prize this turn. And we'll still be behind, so we can use Karate Belt on the following turn if need be. Which is definitely good. Yeah, we're doing just fine, I think. And here they go, taking a Rosa. So that's something they will be able to play next turn. I think it does let them get any energy card, so they could get the Super Boost as well as the Rampardos, so that would just let them get a knockout on one of our Chomps. But they need a Switch as well, but they also can get that with the Rosa, actually. So maybe we just, like, spread some like, 40 to these things doesn't really matter. Oh, he actually just has the Super Boost. Oh, if we had only gotten a Faba. Oh, that would be so good if we had a Faba. We could still draw into it, technically. Let's see if we get there. Faba would be probably our ideal supporter for the turn. Faba plus knock this out. Not quite. We do get to stamp them away the Rosa, which is good. And definitely, I think, something we want to look for here. We can replace the Stadium as well. We could Tag Call for Cynthia and Caitlin. Just build the hand. Yeah, let's do this. Cynthia and Caitlin and a Guzma Hala. Yeah, because we want to potentially get one of these special energies or the Karate Belt next turn. Yeah, most likely Karate Belt it would be for one of these. Or for the, yeah, one of these guys. Yeah, let's get these. And then we'll go Cynthia and Caitlin away the Great Catcher. Get back the greens as well. Alright, and we got this. We could just take the prize. We could look to do stuff with the Blacephalon even next turn. Yeah, because we can go greens for Switch Beast Ring. Or we have the Beast Ring. We can go greens for the Switch. Beast Ring onto the Blown. And snipe this thing down if we put 40 on it. Is that what we go for? We'll try it out. I think this is like ultimately going to be a pretty tough matchup if they get up and running, so I think we need to go for plays like that. It does get a little awkward since we did use the second Mismagius, which I guess we have to do since we prize the counter gain anyway if we want to use the Blown. Ideally, you wouldn't use the Blown here because that can allow them to go to 3 prizes. Then they only need to knock out 1 Garchomp and Giratina for the win. But we definitely could get some spread options. Looks like they actually failed the Stellar Wish, so that's pretty good. Gonna get an attachment here to Rampardos, and actually just a pass. So we could get some nice things set up. We actually just get the Blown, so that's really good. So let's go Beast Ring for the Switch. I guess this doesn't really matter anymore. How many? Yeah, we go get Psychic. Or Psychic Fighting, I guess, so we... No, yeah, Psychic. And a Cynthia and Caitlin, I suppose. Maybe should have just grabbed the Karate Belt, but we can get it with the Guzma Hala. I'm kind of unsure if I should go in with this and just knock this thing out. This definitely seems like the looming threat. Oh, it's if they have exactly 3 prizes. Never mind. Wow. Okay. So let's just go linear attack here. For some reason I was thinking like this was active, but it's not. It's not. Oh my gosh. Okay. But it's okay. We could still, you know, set this up to be knocked out on the bench eventually. I mean, this is definitely becoming an issue. And I mean, we know they don't have a switching card yet, so we could just snipe around and get rid of both of these things theoretically before anything happens. And if we can do that, that would be very good. There's a Karate Belt, okay. And on to us. We didn't even attach last turn. What am I doing? I think we're just going to keep sniping for now. Cynthia and Caitlin back the Guzma Hala or the greens. Just keep building the hand. Let's get rid of this. We take the greens for sure. Okay. And linear attack. This guy. I mean, yeah, we take care of this thing first because he needs multiple energies. Like, still needs another energy. Okay, so he is going to go ahead and play the Cynthia, I would assume here. We do have a stamp in hand, so if he does draw into Energy Switch and knocks us out, or just a switch, he can knock us out with this one, I guess. We do have the Reset Stamp to get rid of this big hand, and then we're actually in a really tough spot if he does get a switch. Because all the damage is on this thing. Ooh, he does whiff, which is good. We needed that. We definitely wanted that. Do you think he plays customs? I don't think there's any reason. We're never going to prop this. I don't know why I was thinking about this play. We might eventually Naganadel Guzzlord. I think we just go... We can go Spinner. Get this out of the deck. Yeah. And we can set this up to be able to go in if we need be. But for now, we'll just go linear attack. I don't want to get rid of our greens option. So let's get rid of this. There's a Misdreavus. So now we actually could get off a Mysterious Message. We actually did discard our other treasure, though. We maybe shouldn't have done that if we wanted to pull this off. A few misplays here in this one, guys. I'm not going to lie. But, you know, we are definitely still in it. They are whiffing their switches pretty hard here. I really thought the Baby Blown was just going to be, like, so good. We were going to pull this off, and I forgot that it has to be them at 3 prizes exactly, which is not possible unless we pull off another Mismagius, which with such a large hand is just not likely to happen in general. But yeah, I mean, we're doing just fine here because, like, if he does get a switch and an energy and knocks us out with this, then we get to go Stamp to 1 plus knock him out with this, and he has, like, no board set up. And we maybe could still set up the eventual Chaotic Order GX for game. We need the unit energy on it or a rainbow. Here comes the Rosa. So we know they play at least 2 Rosa as well, because here's a holo one, and the last one they played, or that they showed, was a non-holo. So we know they actually have another one. Rampardos Energy Escape Board. So they can go for a knockout here if they so choose. But they're going to choose to spread their energies around here, actually. Maybe they thought their Karate Belt was active. It's not active because they've, you know, given up 2 prizes, or taken 2 prizes from our Mismagius. Could just be going in with a clean hit here, maybe. Gonna actually choose to Great Catcher. Not sure what they're kind of thinking with this. Gonna Energy Switch. Okay, so they are going to knock us out. We can still pull off the same play we were talking about, Stamp to 1 plus knock this out. Now we no longer get Beast Ring. Yep, there we go. Okay. Interesting with the Energy Switch. I guess they were just trying to thin it out of the deck, so that does make sense. Okay. So we go here. We actually get the rainbow. I don't think that the damage counter really matters, but we might want to save it for this guy. So we're 100% going to stamp them every time. Stamp to 1. Karate Belt, Energy, Calamitous Slash. We can go ahead and play a greens and get the Faba Stamp. I'm trying to think of what things are potentially useful here. That seems like the most likely case. And yeah, hold the stamp. I almost played it. Don't want to do that. And we will go Calamitous Slash for the KO. And see what we get off the prizes. This would be a great time to be playing custom catchers. Knock this out, and we almost certainly just win the game. And that's kind of how the Rampardos deck is like, if your opponent is able to kill 3 Rampardos before you win the game, you probably end up just losing. And they're going to have to power this up over multiple turns, and we can always just linear attack it. So I think we should, knock on wood, be able to close this out. Here comes the Stellar Wish. We could also Faba the tool, maybe stick them active for a turn. Or if they do draw out of it here with something like a Cynthia, which looks like they're just going to take a communication, we could... they're certainly probably going to have to pass with one of these Jirachis active. Let's see what this gets rid of. It's going to be a Salamence GX, so we know they're playing the Lance. I believe that just gives their Pokemon -2 retreat, if I'm remembering correctly. I didn't get to click it and read it. Looks like he does play the 4th Rampardos. So he does have the option, or the potential, to set another one up. Interesting if you were going to use Stellar Wish. You probably should have just held the communication stuff. Same amount of cards in deck and all. It looks like he will just go with a Cynthia. So we get the Stamp to 1 once again. But they're never going to be able to use Karate Belt again. They have to find an energy, basically, to even start to threaten anything with Rampardos. Yep, okay. Surge, Faba, Cynthia Caitlin, no. This is obviously never going to matter because they're at 1 prize, so they can never be behind on prizes anymore. Because if they're behind on prizes, they're losing. But we might still be able to close this out. We're going to stamp to 1 again here, I think. Oh, and he does play the Aerodactyl GX. Maybe he should not have gotten rid of our Great Catchers. Okay. So, I mean, we could also just GG end this. I kind of want to have the option of setting up the Naganadel Guzzlord. Let's just go with Faba. That thing. Bench, attach, Calamitous, or snipe the Rampardos. Yeah, we're not going to be able to use greens anymore. That is okay, though. I'm trying to think as well. We could, like, linear attack Jirachi into linear attack Jirachi into GX. Oh, we should have stamped. What am I doing? Why did we not stamp? I have the stamp in my hand. Oh my gosh, that's so bad. We should have stamped to 1. Okay. Well, this isn't good. Well, it's still okay because it's not over necessarily, but yeah, if he gets just the 3rd energy, he'll be able to close it out. I think our win condition here is going to be, if we had a Great Catcher still, we didn't have a way to knock this out immediately, and we also would have to attach, of course, to use it, or I guess get a, what's it called, Stadium in play. So yeah, if we could have gone Great Catcher, yeah, and he's going to get the skateboard here. Unit and martial arts. Okay, so is he out of escape boards? Does he only play 1 and he got Faboed? He plays this as well. Okay. Okay. So we can do this. Get this out of the deck. We do have power plants available to us. Let's go Cynthia and Caitlin. Away. Blacephalon. That's definitely useless. We'll get back the Faba. We have a Guzma Hala in hand. Okay, no power plant. We're definitely going to stamp. And we're going to definitely do this. And we're going to definitely do this. This is like kind of what we have to do. Hope they don't get much moving here off the Stellar Wishes. They need energy plus a switch, and we need 2 turns to knock this out before we lose. But if we do knock it out, then we can knock out this Jirachi and then just GX for win. We have the Guzma Hala to get the other energy we need. They get a communication off the Stellar Wish. Not too bad for us at all. Alright, here comes communication. Gonna put back the Salamence. Dang it, I forgot what that one does too. Doesn't look like we're going to see a Lance pulled off anyway, since their bench is totally full, it seems. Just going to get a Jirachi out of the deck. Yeah, okay, and we need 1 more turn now of them to miss completely. Not completely, but a bit. So let's do this. Discard 2 useless things. Let's get rid of the... greens, I guess, are both useless. These are all useless, but we can ability them away. I could have been abilitying them away already. Yeah, I think we just get rid of the 2 greens. Sorry, game, don't hate me. Yeah, we'll just get these. We've got the GX attack set up. We've got the power plant in play. Yep, and then we will linear attack this thing. Once again, needs... So this turn, he has to find Switch Energy, and if he doesn't, I think we will be able to close this one out. Knock on wood. Oh, Tate and Liza. Does he have the energy? Well played. Yep, he's got it. Next turn, we were going to knock this out. Oh, so close. We could have probably played a little better, but I think this is ultimately going to be a tough matchup a lot of the time. Oh, so close. We literally, I think, would have been able to close it out. We just go linear attack, knock this out, linear attack, knock this out, and then GX for game, and they have nothing set up. So ended up being really close down to the wire there, but we do unfortunately lose to the Rampardos. But hopefully that's still got to kind of show off what the deck can do. We did, you can obviously pressure your opponent out very quickly, as we kind of did in that first game. The stamp early game is very good. So yeah, here's the list once again. Congratulations to Justin. Well-deserved win. I was happy to see him take it down. And definitely leave a like if you enjoyed, guys. Subscribe to see more Pokemon TCG videos. And that is going to do it for me. Until next time, guys, take care.